Hi all, welcome back to another episode here on the Kokoist USA channel. My name is Paola of paolaponcenails.com and I'm happy to be hosting another episode for Kokoist USA. Today we're going to be doing a beautiful ruffled accent on the nail, and I'm going to be using the Kokoist Boba Gel to do so. So let's begin. Okay, so since this nail is shiny, we need to mat it so that our accent can stick on to this gel now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a buffer and ever so gently remove the shine from this nail. And it's a very fine buffer. You can use any grit, but just removing the shine is all you need to do here. You don't have to build texture, nothing like that. You can use your Kokoist sponge buffer. Again, the texture is not important. Okay, so next I'm gonna obviously remove that dust with alcohol solution. Now here's what you're going to need for this accent. You are going to need Boba Gel high or low. I went with the high because I wanted a little bit more dimension on mine, but you can do this with the low Boba Gel as well. You're also going to need your gold chrome pigment. You're going to need a silicone tool that's flat for you to press on there, or if you don't have one like me, you're going to improvise with a brush or a flat surface like so. That is going to allow you and cut onto the Boba Gel. After that, you're going to need a lint-free surface to put your Boba Gel on, and I also do recommend that you work with gloves when working with Boba Gel. That way you can easily make it malleable in between your fingers with your gloves on, because you don't want to ever touch any nail products with your bare skin, right? You're also going to need your ultra glossy non-wipe top coat and alcohol and lint-free towelettes. So let's begin. Now that this is prepped, I'm gonna go ahead and apply this piece of Boba Gel onto my nail. Now you don't need a big amount. Probably this is as big as you would want to have it. And here I will show you the accent just so you know what you can look forward to it. I think it's beautiful, not because I created it, but because it just came out so good, and I'm like, this is going to accent my nails so well. Just FYI, they're all this white. This is the Nail Thoughts Milky Base. I used the one in the pot. You can use the one in the bottle, or you can use white gradation if you don't have that base. This is an off-white, so white gradation should get you this. Okay, so about this much, and you're gonna just rub it on here like a cylinder, like so, about this size, and then you're going to place it on to the nail about there, not all the way touching because it's going to stretch, and then somewhere down here. And guess what, it doesn't have to be like perfectly straight. As a matter of fact, it's even better if it's not. Okay, so then the other thing you want to do now is either with your finger. That's why it's great to work with gloves, because you can just use that, right? Press it flat to about the same width. Okay, like so. Or if you have a tool of some kind like this, if you want to wet it a little bit with alcohol so it doesn't stick, that's fine. It shouldn't stick that much anyways. Okay, and once you have it as flat as you want it, you can trim the excess. You can do this with like a dull blade, right? Make sure it's dull. And trim off some excess there. Press it flat, but keep it off of the skin just so it doesn't cure on there. And then do the same over here. Get it as flat as you want to, and then trim the excess, like leave a little gap there from the end of the nail so that you're able to seal your design. Okay, this looks good to me. Maybe I would trim just a little bit more here. And say you would trim off too much, no worries. What you would want to do is just press it on there a little bit more. Okay, so I'm happy. Looks like we're gonna get a similar pattern. And now what you want to do, you want to make sure there's no residue because it will get stuck on there and it's going to just get like really sticky. So again, if you want to take a little bit of 90% alcohol and just rub it on there so it doesn't stick, that's totally fine and optional. And now you're going to just press onto this Boba Gel to make the imprint. And perfection is not necessary here. So just use the side. Like so, and you can see I'll just turn this one this way a little bit and maybe cut in an extra one, make it a little bit longer, press them into each other if you want to give it more of a ruffled look. Okay. And then what's beautiful is that you don't have to leave it like that wide. What you can do is, I like, this just happened to work out, like this end of the brush. Maybe you have a brush that's like this. If not, again, one of those silicone tools will work. And then just kind of press it in there to give it a little bit more of irregularity. And just some more spunk, right? If it comes over, no worries, just take it off. And when you're happy, you can go ahead and cure this. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cure this, and you want to cure this for at least 1 minute. All right, so now that we've cured that for at least 1 minute, we are going to apply the Kokoist Ultra Glossy Non-Wipe Top Coat, but we're going to apply this very, very sparingly, very little. And so almost all of the excess taken off, and really get into the grooves of your little piece here so that the gold can also get into those grooves. You just need a little bit of this for the gold to adhere or glide on very, very nicely so that you can burnish this piece with that gold. Take your time to be very, very thorough, get into the grooves, and even the little side trim of your little piece. Once you've done this thoroughly, go ahead and cure it for 10 seconds only. Again, 10 seconds only. All right, so we've cured it for only 10 seconds, and now we're gonna take our gold chrome pen, and when you take it out of the cap, you want to pat the excess on the surface so you have like maximum burnishing control here. Okay, so then right when it's warm off of the lamp, you want to kind of do it ASAP. You're just going to rub your gold tool on there, and look how beautiful this is coming up. It is gorgeous. So do apply a little bit of pressure, and then try to get your tool, your pen, in every little nook and cranny there. This is like the fun part. Once you get here, you're like almost home free. It's beautiful to see your design come to life. Now, because the bottom layer is matte, it should not adhere much, but I will show you a little trick in a moment to remove anything. There you go. So what you want to do to remove any excess is take a lint-free towelette with a little bit of alcohol in it, and you can use your nail or a tool like a pusher and clean off any mess on the part that you don't want. And I'll show you this one and that one. Your creativity, I hope, just got fueled by this design. Please feel free to make it your own or replicate it, and definitely tag us. We like to see what you've created. What you want to do now to seal this is you can do one of two things. If you have a thicker top coat like this ultra glossy non-wipe top coat, go ahead and apply it onto the chrome. Now, here's the beauty of working with gloves. So just to remove the excess so that I don't get a lot on my glove, I can just, on my brush, sorry, I can rub it with my glove and it'll further burnish it in there, but also ensure that I don't contaminate my brush way much, because look, there's still some excess on there. And I'm gonna just take this now, and then every time I apply it, again, the beauty of using gloves is to offload any pigment. Now you can grab more top coat without contaminating. Okay, if it looks good, keep moving on. If not, you can grab some more. And again, you want to make sure that this is thin so that your ruffles really get showcased. Otherwise, it's just going to be like a thick blob with no actual ruffles if you just load your gel on there. So really try to get rid of that excess. Okay. And I always like to double coat when I'm using chrome. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to clean my brush on my glove, put it back in there. I'm going to cure this for 10 seconds and then I'm going to reapply. Now that I've cured 10 seconds, I'm going to reapply my top coat on the entire design, but I'm going to be paying special attention not to make it too thick on the actual design so that my ruffles continue to be pronounced and accentuated by doing thin coats versus just kind of blobbing on the gel on there. Okay, and then once you've applied it on the entire nail thinly, go ahead and give this a full cure. Thank you so much for joining us. Do check out the description box for any active promo codes as well as any upcoming classes, virtual or in person. Otherwise, stick around for our next video, or we'll see you next week. Bye for now.